Alright, let's break down what happened during the 12-day Israel-Iran war that just shook the Middle East, and why the world held its breath until a US-brokered ceasefire finally took hold on June 24th. The timeline is wild, so let's start from the top. On June 13th, Israel launched a powerful wave of strikes against Iran. Just 3 days before, Iran and the US were actually scheduled to restart talks over Iran's nuclear program, but suddenly, diplomacy vanished, and missiles were flying. The Israeli strikes were intense, hitting Iranian targets and sparking a massive regional response. The Iranian armed forces wasted no time. Commanders who were lost in the initial attacks became symbols for Iranian resolve, and the country retaliated hard, targeting Israeli-occupied territories and even major cities like Haifa. Meanwhile, Gaza was caught in the crossfire. Over 860 people killed as Israel's firepower rained down, and Iranian missiles struck deep into Israel, injuring dozens. The violence was moving in every direction. On June 22nd, the United States entered the fray. President Trump announced that US jets had struck 3 of Iran's most significant nuclear sites, Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. Trump claimed these facilities were totally obliterated, but later US intelligence said Iran's nuclear program was only delayed by a few months, not destroyed. The message was clear: the stakes had gone nuclear, but the world avoided the worst-case scenario. Now here's where things get even more complicated. Iran's top generals started calling up Pakistan, thanking them for their support during the crisis. Iranian state media even claimed that Pakistan had assured Iran it would retaliate with nuclear weapons if Israel ever used nukes. But Pakistan's defense minister flatly denied any new military cooperation, saying nothing had changed on their end. It was all about sending messages and keeping options open. For 12 days, the region was on edge, with Western allies lining up behind Israel and Iran's military holding its ground. Losses were heavy. Iran's health ministry reported 610 killed in Israeli airstrikes, while Israel counted 28 dead on its side. And as the fighting dragged on, the threat of further escalation, especially involving nuclear facilities, kept the world's nerves frayed. But finally, in the early hours of June 24th, the guns fell silent. Iran halted its attacks first. Israel followed suit 12 hours later. It wasn't a win for anyone. Both sides claimed victory, but really the only victory was preventing a larger catastrophe. The story of this 12-day war isn't just about missiles and numbers, it's about brinkmanship, diplomacy, and the razor-thin margins that decide whether the world tips into chaos or pulls back just in time. If you want more deep dives into global crises and what they mean for all of us, hit subscribe. See you next time.